Influencer social posts or influencer sponsored posts? Which is more effective within the landscape of influencer marketing today? So what do I mean by influencer social posts versus an influencer sponsored post? So as you'll see on screen is influencer organic social posts, and what I mean by that, it's posted on their organic feed, whether that's Instagram or Facebook or whatever it may be, in comparison to an influencer sponsored post, which will show up on screen, which is an influencer grants your team advertiser access to your Facebook ads manager to serve ads from their social handle in tandem with their content. So today we want to break down and compare which we have seen to be more effective at kinship. And we're going to be talking about reach and engagement, frequency, conversion rate, the amount of content that you're able to own and use in perpetuity on your end. And so to begin with, reach and engagement, which is more effective here? An influencer social post, as you'll see, and we'll just stay with an example of Callie Bundy. She has almost 350,000 followers. And then as you'll see in her post, she was able to garner about 3,500 likes, give or take. And so that's about 1%, and typically somebody of this caliber will receive 1 to 2% engagement, and the amount of reach that they're actually able to attain amidst their entire audience is very, very limited. It's not even too much more than the amount of engagement that you see in comparison to, and real quick to backtrack, so I want you to see that that's a very finite audience and a very finite reach and very finite engagement. It's really limited. In comparison to a sponsored post where I wanted to display on screen as well. Within Facebook Ads Manager, if you're not familiar with this concept, you're able to build audiences off this influencer, Callie Bundy's engagers. And so as you'll see, it's segmented out 1-day engagers, 7-day, 30-day to 365-day this past year. And so the 365-day engager audience has 630,000 people within it. So that's almost double the amount of people that actually follow her, which just shows that people actually engage with her page that don't necessarily follow her on a consistent basis and receive and enjoy her content. And so right off the bat, you have double the amount of people that you are able to target with her content. And so you're able to reach everyone as well, these people through Facebook paid media, not just 1 to 2% engagement. You're able to show this and get a view, an impression from every single one of these people by putting money behind her content in Facebook ad spend. And so not only those 330,000 people, which is still a limited finite audience, but Facebook has sidestepped this limitation by enabling you to build lookalike audiences. And a lookalike audience, if you're not familiar with that, is I can take this IG Engager 365-day Callie Bundy audience and say, Facebook, I need a lookalike audience off of this. And what they're able to do is create a separate audience of 2.4 million people within Facebook's massive data set and analyze and break down, okay, which are the most similar, unique 2.4 million people to this audience, and let's create it for this brand to be able to serve her ads into now. And so if you continue to find success, you can continue to build lookalikes that are all unique people to your brand, Callie Bundy, and you're using her content to continue to serve to those people, making your reach limitless and engagement way higher. And so reach and engagement, we would give it to sponsored posts, bar none. Frequency now, again, on the influencer social post side of things, 1 to 2% engagement, very limited in the amount of reach, that you're actually able to get out of the 350,000 followers. And it's a frequency of 1. And what I mean by a frequency of 1 is that piece of content is only served to that set of people one time, and then it disappears from the feed. And so it's completely limited in its ability to have a high frequency in comparison to a sponsored post where you can serve that piece of content as many times as you want into the audiences that you build out. So that 630,000 engager audience, you can serve Callie Bundy's content to them not 1 time, not 2 times, not 3 times, but as many times as you'd like. Now, I wouldn't recommend doing a frequency more than 2 to 3. If you're finding success, what I would do after serving it 2 to 3 times, I would build what Facebook enables you to do. Boom, you can continue to build lookalike audiences and serve it at a frequency of whatever you'd like on a limitless basis. And so, again, sponsored posts, much more effective, not only with reach and engagement, but frequency. your ad may disappear, but then it can be served again tomorrow. And as long as you continue to find success, serve that content as long as you can. All content does have a lifespan, but instead of just being able to serve an organic post one day for 24 hours, this lifespan of this content can last up to 45 days. And we've seen it even last longer. And then lastly, on the analytics side of things, conversion rate always is more effective on the influencer sponsored post side of things within Facebook paid media. Across the board, social posts just seem to be more of a brand awareness play, which is great. But if you're looking for conversions, we would highly recommend, from what we've seen across the board, influencer sponsored posts. You can click the shop now call to action from a Facebook ad from an influencer that's recommending a product that you trust, go into the landing page and make the purchase. It's very seamless. And then last but not least, we live in and exist in a very unique time within the influencer marketing space where influencer feeds are just coveted. They put a lot of stock in these feeds. For the longest time, brands have paid outrageous numbers in dollars to get branded social posts that will exist on these influencers' feeds. And so these costs have been really hiked up. That doesn't really make it worth for the level of engagement, reach, frequency, conversion rate, all the things that we've been talking about. And you don't even get to own the piece of content that they posted, or typically even have licensing rights to it unless you pay another hiked up fee. But when you strip that requirement out of your partnerships with influencers, you see that fee significantly drop. Oh, I don't need to post on my feed? What? A lot of these influencers are relieved because they're sick and tired of, you are as well, oversaturating their feed with branded content that, their feed no longer looks organic. They don't actually look like a real person that is posting authentic content to them. And so when you strip that requirement, cost goes significantly down. And not only that, we are able to get many more deliverables. And what I mean by deliverables is pieces of video content, photography to use and own, not even license, own on your end. And so typically what we've done is, we get page access to be able to run these sponsored posts. We get 2 to 3 videos, 1 to 2 photos. So we have about 5 assets here. And so you're getting 5 times the content to actually not only license but own. You give that to the Facebook machine learning system where they're able to optimize and analyze which piece of content is best to put in front of each one of these people. You have a really effective influencer partnership here. And so we would highly recommend doing an influencer sponsored partnership where you're gaining page access to them, where again, just to cover it, we think and have seen greater reach and engagement, greater frequency, greater conversion rate, and you're able to get much more out of the partnership where you're getting more video content, more photography, not only license, but own, giving Facebook a much greater effective way to win for you and your brand.